Excellent. It's 9 o'clock on the dot, and let us begin with our heart-focused breathing technique. It's the first of the foundation building techniques that we have. So let us begin this morning by placing our awareness in the area of our heart and taking slow, deep breaths and visualize these flowing in and out of our hearts. So take those deep breaths. And exhale those breaths as slowly as you take them in. And visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Your heart is actually the engine that runs the entire system. By slowing your heart down in this way, what you're doing is you're actually affecting the 90% of your automatic systems in your body. Your autonomic nervous system controls 90% of your automatic functions like digestion, heartbeat, enzyme release, the hormone secretion, all of those things that are automatically done in your body. When you take these slow, deep breaths, it actually synchronizes them all and makes your body more efficient. So take those deep breaths and know that your body is now working towards healing yourself. And this is how we trigger the healing mechanisms within our body, is to learn how to breathe slowly. Take those deep breaths in and out. And we want to visualize these flowing in and out of our hearts, because our heart is the engine that drives our body. There's science behind that. Having all these people on this particular webinar, we're all connecting energetically this amazing energy that we're feeling right now based on our breathing technique. And because we all have a similar intention right now, our ability is amplified that much. Studies have actually shown, continue breathing while I'm talking, studies have actually shown that a few people with a focused intention meditating can affect the area around them. And these have actually shown to have reduced crime rates in the area. So let us continue to serve in this way by focusing our intention every Monday morning for 15 minutes and connecting with each other in this way. Excellent. Okay, for the next 5 minutes, we will talk about the I didn't know that moment. And continue to take those deep breaths in and out while we're doing this, because you can do this while you're actively engaged in life. And that's what we should be doing anyways. So as you practice this week, the heart-focused breathing or the quick coherence technique, which we'll go through later on, is something you want to do all the time whenever you remember to do it. And you can do it with your eyes open and when engaged in real life by talking with somebody, or you're driving or having a shower. So let's talk about the I didn't know that moment. And I gave you a little bit of an overview of what that might be, this particular topic, in your email this morning. If you haven't had a chance to open your email, Today's topic is, what is your subconscious mind tuned to? This is a very interesting topic, and I'm hoping you share that sentiment with me. So let us begin this topic in the next 5 minutes. So Dr. Bruce Lipton is a well-renowned author and speaker. He has determined that subconscious mind processes 20 million bits of information per second. Now you have that capability. You're probably as powerful as a computer, the most powerful computer in the world. You're processing so much information in 1 second. But your conscious mind, the things that you are consciously aware of, can only process 40 bits per second. So you can see the vast capability of your subconscious mind being able to process so much. So where is all that information going if you're only focusing on 40 bits per second versus the 20 million that's coming at you, and your subconscious is actually absorbing that? Let me give you an example. When somebody close to you is pregnant, for example, becomes pregnant or announces the pregnancy, for the next 3 days, you will be seeing more pregnant women around, or couples celebrating pregnancies, than you have in the past. And why is that? Why is it that when you're thinking about something for so long that you see nothing but those things emerging? If you're thinking about buying a red SUV, I guarantee you in the next 3 days, when you're actually kind of focused on that, you will be seeing a red SUV around. And there's a reason for that. This is the power of your conscious mind to be able to focus in a particular area and pick up opportunities. So if your subconscious mind is processing so much, but your conscious mind is in your conscious awareness, which is where you make decisions from. So if you want to make a decision on buying a new house, you will not make it from a subconscious perspective directly. You will tune your conscious mind to actually look for houses in a certain way, in a certain range. Now, if your mind is tuned to, or your body is tuned to, I can't afford that house, or I'll never find a house that's perfect for me. Nobody that I know has found a house that's perfect. You're actually tuning to that area of your subconscious that shows you the alternatives, where you will not, where it's true that the houses selection are not perfect. And so what you have to do is find and zoom in to the area in your subconscious mind that has the perfect solution for your issue. And the way to do this is to begin to tell yourself, to in your conscious mind, focus on something that is positive. So begin to imagine. This is another reason why visualization works. Begin to imagine areas where things are going to be very much ideal for you. And forget about the naysayers in your mind. Forget about the monkey chatter. Begin to focus in an area, because your subconscious mind is actually picking up alternatives and solutions out there that you are not aware of because you're not focused. You are absolutely not focused in that area. Now, does this make sense? I would love to hear from people on the chat if this really makes sense for you. So we focus our attention when we're doing the heart-focused breathing. Joanna, thank you for your response. She says, absolutely. When we focus our attention in our heart picks up, our heart is the biggest engine in our body. And therefore, if our heart is the biggest engine in our body, this is the area where you begin to zoom in or to hone in on that aspect of what you're picking up, the 20 million bits of second of information, and zoom in the area which has your perfect solution in hand, and get out of the area where you are convincing your body that that is not possible. All right. So I've had 3 people already agree with that. So that's wonderful. Let us now begin to do the heart or the quick coherence technique. Now, in this technique is where I'm leading to. Is the third step of this technique is actually where you experience feeling appreciation and love. And with that, visualize yourself feeling that appreciation and love when you are actually standing in the space of your most ideal solution to any issue you have. So if you have got an issue saying, I don't know where my next career is, or I don't know which area of my business I'm going to grow in, and I've had poor results in the past, but in the future, I can't imagine me having better results. So shift out of that, because now you're focusing on a subconscious area which is picking up information that is going to match that particular thinking. So if you shift out of that area and visualize that you are going to have an amazing family reunion, or you're going to have an amazing vacation time, or your career is going to take off, and visualize yourself being there while we're doing the quick coherence technique, your conscious will tune into that part of your subconscious that has the answers to move you in that direction. You'll see opportunities come up where you would have missed it because you were not focused on that area of your subconscious picking that up. All right, let's begin this process now. For the next 5 minutes, let's place our awareness in the area of our heart and begin to take slow, deep breaths and visualize these flowing in and out of your heart. Take those breaths deeper than you normally would, and allow it to flow in your heart and out of your heart for as long as you can sustain that. If you would like to count to a count of 5 when you're breathing in and exhaling to a count of 5, that's fine too. If that's too much for you, do it to a count of 3 or even 2. If that's not enough, go ahead and go to a count of 7. Whatever it is that's comfortable for you, deep breaths in through your heart. And now begin to feel and experience a positive feeling such as love, appreciation, and peace. And when you feel that, you are actually tuning into that part of your subconscious that brings you the possibilities to feel more of that. Because the space is out there. It is always picking up things. By you focusing on areas, you are only focusing on areas that you are feeling in. And it's matching you. So, visualize yourself tuning into a different part of your subconscious that is picking up things that are happening around you that you normally would dismiss and reject. Completely feel that positive feeling and experience it. Put a gentle smile on your face. That always helps. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you for those of you who have joined me for the 15 minutes. And now we begin our 15 minutes of Q&A. That's optional. If you have to leave, by all means do so. And if you want to stick around for some Q&A, I'm happy to answer some questions. They don't only have to be related to today's topic. It could be any topic that we've spoken of in the past, or perhaps something that interests you this week. That you wish to discuss and table. If I can answer that, more than happy to do so. Teresa, thank you. Yeah, you've typed in focus on good feelings only and smile. Absolutely. And you all know about the Happy Thoughts channel that I've created on Facebook, where you can, if you're feeling down and out and you can't reach for that positive feeling, just simply tune into that Facebook page, and there's nothing but fun and friendly things that makes you smile. Nothing too out there, but it's just there, like cat videos and dog videos and just people having amazing fun that makes you want to smile. So yes, that's one way to focus on good feelings. Go to a YouTube channel. Perhaps you're following somebody that always gives you something that inspires you. Go there, because when you're feeling in that depths of despair or depression, sometimes you can't reach for the positive feeling, and you get locked into that subconscious area where you're just picking up things that you're feeling, and really you want to move into the area of happiness, and you'll pick up opportunities and you'll see what's going on in that world. So any questions that you want to type in, feel free to do so right now, and we can talk about that. While we're typing our things, I just wanted to remind you that in the next 3 days, we're going to we'll still have a special on for the group online four-week coaching program, which is online coaching on Wednesdays between 6 and 7 p.m. Mountain Standard. If you haven't already checked it out, please do on that website, and we'll do that. So I have a question from Janet. Maybe it's a statement. I love the happy thoughts. So many times I turn to it to tune out the negative in the positive. Yes, you know what? Anything that makes you feel better will shift you right out of your funk. It's amazing how quickly it is, and I can show people on the HeartMath technology that we have. I can show people how quickly they can shift out of despair, and you can actually see your heart rhythm shifting, even though you're not actually experiencing it in real life, that you're imagining experiencing it. Your heart does not know the difference. Your heart responds to that. You know, you can hold a cute little baby in your arms and feel so much compassion and love, or you can imagine and visualize feeling that cute little baby in your arm, perhaps your grandchild or your child, and the feelings will still be there, and your body won't know the difference, will respond exactly the same. And so that is the power of your heart to be able to process that. So continue to tune in to the positive, and you'll see opportunities. Janet, tell us about the program you're offering. I assume you're talking about the 4-week coaching program. And yes, basically what it is, it's a 4-week program. Each week we'll spend 1 hour and we will talk about one aspect, and it builds up to the 4 weeks. And essentially what it does is, when we do the heart focused breathing or the quick coherence techniques, these techniques are basically very much basic level techniques that you can do, you'll benefit from for sure. But if you want to kick it up a notch or two, there are 2 or 3 other techniques that allow you, that build on these techniques, just adding a few more steps here and there in the processes, and a system that encompasses that actually allows you to maintain and sustain that resilience level, which means that if you get hurt, you bounce back very quickly. You will hardly fall sick when that happens. I've seen somebody overcome grief in a matter of seconds using some of these advanced techniques. And so what I do is, over the 4 weeks, I help people build up their ability to get the advanced techniques actually ingrained in their system, so that anytime they're feeling sad, their body automatically recognizes that they're feeling sad, and they shift into that positive area. I've actually helped somebody through the coaching sessions, this is one-on-one coaching, actually get off anti-anxiety medications, because she didn't need she didn't feel any more anxiety, because she shifted her entire perspective and began to do these techniques, advanced techniques, and actually got off those meds and was able to sleep well. I met her a year later, and actually I sat down on a table. She invited me to a benefit kind of gathering, and I sat around the table with her family, and her sister said to me, "Shamir, I can't believe that Sheila is back. I mean, thank you so much." This is a year later, and I had only spent 4 weeks with her. So when I saw that, when I saw the effect this kind of session was having, I thought what I should do is kind of take that and make it into a system where people in 4 weeks can actually begin to build that sense and the techniques, which are much breath-based emotional inducement techniques. And then a year later, I would love to catch up with every one of you who takes this and see where you're at, because that was an amazing revelation for me. That's what motivated me to put together a system. So I hope that answers the question. And of course, this is something that is interesting, that when HeartMath folks actually did a study with one of huge industry. I think they had 3,000 to 4,000 people, and some of them were doing HeartMath techniques for a few weeks, and the other group were not doing HeartMath techniques but being monitored. And so they were monitoring how much it costs for them, how much healthcare do they need, in terms of how much do they submit in terms of healthcare expenses. And what they found out was the HeartMath cohort, the people that did this HeartMath practice, and for 6 weeks or so, basically they actually decreased by 4% their healthcare costs. And the people that actually were a control group that did not get HeartMath increased their medical expenses or claims by just under 10%. And I'm guessing that that cohort probably jumped onto the HeartMath program very quickly. So that's the actual science behind the HeartMath. So I hope that answers the question, Janet. Thank you for asking. Any other questions? Is there something that you had an epiphany this week that you feel needs to be addressed, or want some advice on, guidance on? Because you may not be the only one. Maybe there are others on this call who have. All right, there are no questions. Looks like we've answered everything that we need to answer for today. I look forward to connecting with you next week. Actually, let me tell you about next week. I'll send a note out. I am actually in Regina for a HeartMath workshop, and I'll be flying back Monday, so there will not be a Monday morning espresso shot. You can always go back to the other videos that I sent you to get your morning fix. But next week we won't have a live coaching session. We will pick up the following week. So next week I'll be enjoying my time with Lee Carroll and the Cryon team. Lee is the Hay House author who's asked me to do a HeartMath presentation. Apparently, what he's doing now, the past couple of years, he's been sharing HeartMath from stage and talking about it. Although he's not a HeartMath coach and trainer, but this year he's really focused on putting more emphasis on HeartMath, and he's asked me to do a presentation in Regina. So I'm looking forward to that. Well, if there's nothing more, I really thank you for joining me this morning. I will see you. Thank you, Anar, for your comments. Thank you. Have a wonderful week. I will see you not next week, but the week after. And this has been your Monday morning espresso shot. Have a wonderful, wonderful 2 weeks, and I'll see you back 2 Mondays from today. Thank you, Janet. Thank you for your lovely encouragement.